Hi everyone, and welcome to today's card creation brought to you by Create by Me Studio online store. So we're going to be using some uniquely creative stamp sets, the Whimsy Bunnies and the Block Outline Sentiment, some Wow embossing powder in clear, and these real brush clean and clear zig markers. Now I will list them all in my blog and YouTube. And thank you so much for watching and staying around. So don't forget to thumbs up and like and comment. Would love to hear from you. So I'm going to be using some white watercolor cardstock. I'm going to start off with using Versafine ink, which is a clear sticky ink. And I'm going to repeat randomly and using my mat as a guide to stamp right from top to bottom. I'm trying to keep as straight as possible, doing my best, and with clear sticky ink it is actually quite hard, so where you can't see me I'm actually cranking my neck in a really uncomfortable position so I can actually see what I'm doing in the light. So once I've stamped all this, I will grab a scrap piece of paper to catch any excess powder, and I will pour the whole jar on it and then give it a good shake so I cover as much of it as I can. Heat emboss it with my heat gun, and once that's all done I'm going to create a watercolor background using the smushing technique. I've got some clear plastic that I've had that had a stamp set in it, or one that I've stick my cards in when I give them as gifts, and I'm just going to draw all over and scribble all over with the 4 markers here, and I'm not trying to go over, so I'm preventing cross-contamination as much as I can with the ink, but I'm just excessively putting and scribbling on all these colors on the plastic. And then once I'm happy with that, I bring in my Distress Ranger spritzer, my sprayer, and I will give it a good spritz, remembering to actually take my cardstock out so I don't wet that, and then pressing it down, heat emboss down, because I know I can't see what I'm doing, but I'm actually not too worried because it's just a randomly spritz kind of smushing technique. And then I lift that off. Isn't it vibrant? All right, so I actually use my heat gun again because I'm a little bit impatient and I really kind of wanted to get the card moving along. So I just heat set it again, not to actually overheat it so that I reheat the embossing. I just wanted to make sure it was as dry to touch, and then I was able to set that aside. Now, using this adorable bunny, I stamp with Versafine Onyx Black ink the bunny, the bow, and the cake. And I will make sure, the beauty about using a MISTI is that if you don't stamp it straight away, in a clear and getting all the image, then you can restamp it. But I ended up actually being really happy with it, and I didn't need to stamp it. And you see me hesitate, like when I open it up, I was actually impressed. I got it all in one move. So I'm like, oh, well done. So moving along, I'm going to bring the markers back into view, but I also add a grey marker to colour in the bunny. So I've got my aqua fine tip pentel brush here, and I've just scribbled the zig markers on a clear block. So not only do I use it for stamping, I use it to pick up ink on the pigment. So I'm just lightly color washing the bunny in. I tend to just do light coloring because I actually am not that great in coloring, and especially with watercoloring, I find watercoloring is a little bit more forgiving, so I do more a watercolor wash effect. So coloring this adorable little bunny in, I'm going to not only add colour to the head but to the arms, but I'm going to use like a little pink here, a very light pink for the cheeks, just to add a little bit of flush tones and colour to the bunny. Then I do the same with the rest of the body. I just pick up all the ink that I need and colour it in. I am going to move this in fast speed and let you listen to some music while I colour this in. So once I've coloured all those in, I actually fussy cut them out, and I just take my time and cutting these out, leaving a white border around all the cutouts. And then I will actually adhere these down. I'm going to adhere the little bow down with the Nuvo liquid adhesive, and I'm going to place it on the left ear of the bunny. Isn't it just so cute? I just adore this bunny. Now I'll just play with assembling this. I thought I wanted to do is actually make that background up slightly muted by adding some vellum. So I play with the layout first, and then I realize I need to add that extra layer. Before I do that, I'm actually going to mount this onto some black cardstock, and that's actually going to be the card base, and it's going to be top folding. I tend to go towards more top folding cards. I don't know why, but it just seems to be my favorite type of card bases to use. Now, because I'm dealing with that watercolor cardstock, it's a heavy cardstock, I do press down with the liquid adhesive for a little bit. I've got the sentiment here from the block outline sentiments, and put it on a strip of white cardstock. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Jelly Roll black pen. I've got a fine tip one. This is 0.6, and I'm going to fill in that block lettering. I play along first, and I'm actually going to cut this sentiments up so that I break it down to 2. And this is when I realized I really want to block out and really just color that in, those sentiments. And my hand is a rather big one, and you can't see me doing this part clearly, unfortunately. So I've die cut using the stitched scallop circles, a vellum piece here, and I'm just going to chop off the edge just with my paper trimmer. And this is where I realized I really wanted to kind of dull that area so the watercolored bunny image really stands out a little bit more and it doesn't get lost in the actual vibrancy of that background. Again, I'm going to be using my liquid adhesive here from Nuvo. And I foam mounted, so in between there I foam mounted that, and then adding the liquid on the vellum part. And then I found just fiddling here with the layout that the adhesive and foam adhesive there was enough to also adhere the vellum down as well. And there you are. Happy birthday with a little cake. Isn't it lovely? I hope you like the card creation. I'm actually going to make a little bit more sparkly by using my glitter pen. And I just colour in the bows, the dress, and the cake. And I only colour in the white part, which is meant to be like the icing of the cake, just to add that little bit of shimmer. So there's today's card creation. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching. See you later.